Hi guys, welcome back to Ninja Talk with the Bunny and Frog, and on this episode we got lots of juicy information to tell you guys, including my experience at the NSC comp at Motive Movement, and we're also going to be going over the Lifeforce NSC, and we're going to be playing a little game at the episode 2, and to top it all off, we are interviewing Crimpy William Schlageter about his journey in Ninja and his experience with course design and rock climbing and everything in between. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm going to pass it over to Owen.
Make sure you guys check out the proud sponsor of our podcast, Warped Wallies. Warped Wallies is an amazing t-shirt company, and they make also, I think they made socks, a bunch of cool shirts.
Mugs,
they've made
anything you need. Yep. They're going to make that wizard staff too.
Yep.
And that's how we'll begin, the wizard and I.
And they also, they had a Send Train competition, so if you submitted a video for that, the results should be coming back at the end of February, so by the time this episode comes out, the results should be coming back in a couple days.
Should have just dropped by the time this episode airs.
So make sure to check that out, and make sure to check them out at warpedwallies.com.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys after this break.
You are listening to Ninja Talk with the Bunny and Frog. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Also remember to leave a comment. We'd love to know what you think. New episodes monthly.
Welcome back to this month's episode, and there's been a couple of really great competitions this past month, and there's been 2 NSCs, there's been a couple of other competitions, but Dax recently went to Motive, the NSC competition. So what'd you think of those courses?
Those courses were really cool, really well done. Definitely top 3 NSC courses that I've done. I've been to 3 NSC comps, but it was super good. I really enjoyed everything about it. It was probably my favorite NSC course that I've done. It was a really good balance of tech and grip and balance and everything like that. There wasn't really a lot of balance, but there was enough precision and stuff like that really made up for it. It was a really cool course. The open course was obviously the only one I got to try. It's 30th or whatever. I like to see the floating monkey bars back in a competition. Have not seen those in a very, very long time. Yeah. And I'm happy those made a comeback, and they were actually took out a lot of people. Yeah. More people than I would have expected, for sure.
Yeah. And so, did you have a favorite obstacle from that course?
The ricochet one at the end of the open course was really sick. Although, the ricochet and hybrid course, they made it better because they put in thumb blockers so you couldn't just pinch underneath the sloper. Yeah. But I did really like that obstacle. The pop back to drop to the sloper was super sick, and just everything about it, the way, the fluidity of it. And slopers are fun, man. I love slopers, and I love big power grip pull moves. Those are one of my favorite moves, and overall just really cool obstacle. And also the paint job on it was really cool. Yeah. You could see the way the lines changed. That was really fun.
But yeah, I really liked watching that course. There was a Phil Folsom's run was amazing on the open course.
Yeah, Phil Folsom and Tyler Smith were both clean. No fails, super speedy, very, very good course.
Yeah, and so, what do you think was your favorite course to watch of the 4?
Definitely the best course to watch was speed. Seeing the ways that people just figured out how to go faster, and the different betas and stuff like that on each obstacle. So that was all in all just really cool to see, and just obviously watching speed is just fascinating, just how fast they go and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Also, before we do anything else, I have to shout out the warm-up area at Motive Movement. Best warm-up area ever. It was their entire parkour section, and there were you could do warm-up anything, at any time, because it was so big, and it was shout out the warm-up area. That was super cool.
Yeah, you could
favorite warm-up area.
If you watch the live stream, you could see everyone sitting on the block.
Yeah, there was enough room for people to warm up and then people to hang out, and then there was a foam pit, so naturally, lots of people got thrown in that foam pit. I got thrown in myself a couple times. And on day 2, people spend a lot of time doing tricks and stuff, so it was really cool, like, time in the warm-up area.
Yeah.
And,
Really nice.
yeah, so all in all, just super good comp. I would love to go back there again. I hope they do another NSC soon. Of course, if you watched the stream, you will know I failed the rodeo rope move.
Yeah. Had a pretty big peel off there.
Yeah, the hooks went way, like, deeper than I thought they were. Because I couldn't really see them, because, like, the only time I got to see them was when they dropped down. Because they're not really, like, because they were, like, horizontal instead of vertical hooks.
Yeah.
And then eventually it dropped down. So my mind wasn't exactly, like, the most prepared for that when I saw it. So I was focusing way too much on my power going out of it than going up. And by the time I realized that, like, 2 minutes later, yeah, I ran out of time. I timed out on the last move, so, but...
Yeah.
Run up to that point was pretty fun, though. I enjoyed that. I was clean to there. I felt pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But the dropping spider wall was also quite fun.
Yeah, that looked cool.
I almost fell on that, like, so bad. Like,
No.
I was at, like, the very bottom of it, and, like, my knees were, like, fully bent. It was so bad. Like, that was, like, the worst move I've ever done. I had no confidence going into that.
No, Junior dropped into it and, like, let go of his hands.
Yeah, he let go of his hands too quickly, tried to grab the cliffhanger on top, realized, oh shoot, I'm gonna fall, and then just fell back into the spider wall as it's still dropping.
That was pretty cool.
Quite the save. Quite the save. Really cool. Actually, it was number 2 on NSC Top 10 Moments. Go check that out on their YouTube and Instagram. The burnout course was also really cool to see. They had, like, the pinch body prop. Did you see?
Yeah,
you saw
I
that?
saw that one.
Obviously, like, when I tried in Redemption, like, obviously I did Redemption. Not actually as hard as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Obviously, though, they're way more pumped going into it, so you have to respect that part of it. But, like, Fresh, I feel like for most people, like, it really was not crazy bad. The transfer was actually really hard, but that moving across it itself wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Because you don't think you could tell from the live stream, but they had, like, grip all over it, like, that, like, sandpapery grip almost. Made it feel really good.
Yeah.
So moving on to the most recent NSC comp by the time this releases. Big time will actually happen tomorrow by the time this releases. Open course. So... But the Lifeforce NSC comp, you saw. Do you watch any of that?
Yeah, that was
sick. Really sick course. I love the way everything, like, flowed and very, like, cool, like, almost where you had to time it really well. Like, everything was all about your timing from, like, the spinning, like, the spinning disc balance pole thing jump. And then, like, the guillotine drop.
Yeah.
And, like, the ring chaser flying bar. Cool. That was wildly cool. And just everything like that, for sure. All in all, like, to really break it down, like, the guillotine obstacle was really sick. Definitely, as the runs got further along, definitely the beta was to just jump right off the skateboard as fast as you could. And, like, try to underbar as many laches as you could. And then afterwards, like, you had to hit the ring swing into the sliding shoulder press slider things.
That looked really hard.
That was quite fascinating. I don't know how, like, hard it is. It was just really hard on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Although eventually the forearm tech kind of, like, showed up and people started doing, like, more putting their forearms on it.
I think that's one of the obstacles where it's a lot harder to do it on your first couple of tries. I feel like on your once you get the technique for that, it'll be way easier.
Like after your first try, I feel like you know what to do, and definitely would work better. And then the ring chaser flying bar, there was like the way the obstacle was intended is that you shifted the flying bar over to hit it and then put it back on the cradle, but a bunch of people were just doing the normal lache and then reaching to the other bar, smacking it, lacheing across, which was like it's sort of worked, but your momentum was like way more like shot by the time you got there. So for a bunch of people, it didn't end up working.
But that competition was. I really like the Lifeforce competition with the like the precision moves.
Do you see the flying? You saw the flying bar at the end.
Yeah.
Luke Beckstrand, Caden Levsack both got it. Cool kick move, man. Like that was really sick. Like we've seen so many kickback moves and stuff like that, but nobody's ever done it with a flying bar. So that was really cool. Like loved to see that a lot. Like that was sick.
Yeah, and Nora Brown John won that on the female side.
Yeah, a Warped Wally's athlete got the win on the female side, so super cool to see that.
And then also her sister, Lily Brown John, got 8th, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of Canadian ninjas showed up to that comp, so that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
See everybody there, and like the Canadians, like they kind of cooked. Like,
oh, Canada.
I'm pretty sure like a bunch of the people, at least from like British Columbia, go there like a ton, which is obviously like awesome, like great facility to go. Like,
Lifeforce is definitely in my top gyms I want to go to.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like a really cool gym. Also, sneaky awesome obstacle. I loved the rodeo rope deck.
Yeah.
Not just like that was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that one
the bounce off the tack and then hit it. Like that looks so cool. And shout out Nicolas Cage. Really cool guy, like all in all. They named an obstacle after Nicolas Cage, and his obstacle delivered. Nicolas Uncaged. And on the men's side, Luke Beckstrand got the win. He had a really strong hybrid performance and also very strong speed performance as well. He won hybrid, got the only full clear in the men's division. And I think he got second on speed and maybe first on burnout. I don't remember. 1 second, I will check.
His speed run was really fun to watch.
Yeah,
that was a really nice run.
He got first place on burnout, so that was cool. Like, the burnout course was also really cool. I love to see the books. The books are like most underrated obstacle ever for me. Like those
books in a burnout.
Love them. I love to see those.
Can't open very well.
I absolutely love to see those. And then the forced pull through on the cliffhangers was neat.
Was cool.
And then the reverse thunderclap almost on the at the end. Unfortunately, Luke and Caden couldn't get through it, but regardless, still super sick to see that whole course play out.
Yeah, that was a nice burnout course too.
Yeah, very well designed. Now, me and Owen are going to move on to a draft. We're going to draft ninja obstacles. So for those of you that don't know how the draft works, it's going to be a snake draft. So we're going to pick ninja obstacles. So one of us is going to go first. So, Owen, do you want to go first, or you want to like rock, paper, scissors for it or something?
You can go first.
Alright, I'll go first. And so I'll pick first, and then Owen will do his first pick and his second pick. Then I'll do my second and third pick. And then he'll do third and fourth, and then so on. And, so it should be cool. We'll explain each obstacle, why we picked it, and everything about it, for sure. Alright, so with my first pick, I didn't really think this through at all, but I'm gonna take the thunderclap. That obstacle's so sick. I love the blend of things, like the blend of skills you need
Yeah.
to complete it. It's the grip strength, because, I'm assuming this is the sloper thunderclap, or sloped. The grip strength, you need to hold the sloper, to be able to push it in, and then have the power to throw back off, and have the power to, push it in. And just everything about it and the different ways that it can, sort of be used. Just all in all, sick obstacle, man.
Yeah. I think for my first one, I really like the toss-up.
I feel you.
I
got you.
I like just a different take on
Ironically,
the throwback.
the other obstacle that was in the lane with the thunderclaps at Worlds.
Yeah. But the slopers on it too.
Yeah,
They're-
for sure.
look like a really unique and versatile obstacle.
Yeah, lots of ways it can be used.
Yeah.
There's so many different holds on it and stuff like that. Yeah, you got your second pick now too.
Yeah. It's a really tough pick. I like the from Worlds last year, the mallets on stage 1.
Okay.
It wasn't a hard obstacle, but it was I feel like if you put them up right, so you big lâché drop into it,
I like it. Yeah, that makes sense. I got
that'd be
you.
a fun lane.
Yeah, for sure. With my second pick, I'm gonna take the vertical limits, just in general. Or actually, no, specifically the vertical limit wheel from Brett Sims. It was on stage 3 at
Oh,
Worlds
yeah.
this past year. That was cool, dude. Pull up on the vertical limit, and then pull it down with you, then move across a vertical limit, repeat, and then, vertical limits for one are freaking awesome, and then, the vertical limit on it was actually, sort of sloped a little bit, so that kind of made it a little harder, and, it also has, room on each side to put, handlebars to do the same exact thing, but with bars or just normal cliffhangers or whatever you desire in the moment. So that was really cool to see, and all in all, sick obstacle. That's basically what I'm gonna use to describe all the obstacles. Sick obstacle.
All right.
Anyways, with my third pick, I'm gonna take the Pac-Man flying bar.
Yeah.
Honestly, not that hard, but still, it's, probably my favorite bar tech. The different stuff you can do with it to make it, flip over, and just the different angles you can put it on to require more power, more precision, whatever. You could do, under grabs, or just, go straight over, whatever you need, and it's, and it's just really cool, seeing it. And the flip is, such a satisfying feeling to do that flip, and,
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like Pac-Man.
It does look like Pac-Man.
It's cool, dude.
It's cool. For my third pick, I think I'm gonna have to go with the clock hands.
Okay.
I like the clock hands, although I did fall on them at stage 3.
That's all good.
In what year was that?
2023,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, 2023. But then this past Worlds, I got them because they were in stage 3 again. Their second obstacle, I think,
Yep.
this year, which they felt really nice this year because they put tape over them this time.
Yeah, they did this year, for sure.
They felt really nice. You could lock them in. And
Yep.
when I was watching them the year before, it looked like they were so much easier to lock in. But then when you go on them, you have to really hold
Force them in, yeah.
shoulders tight to be able to keep it there, because it's not it locks at all. It's you have to hold it yourself there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really cool obstacle. You can also lâché from one to the other without locking them in at all.
Nice.
Which is
Yeah,
cool.
for sure.
Yeah.
Really cool. Alright, you got your fourth pick now.
Oh, I didn't think this far.
It's all good. In the comments, let us know who you think wins the draft after we're all done. And also, while he's thinking, for those of you who don't know, we have an Ninja Sport Network Fantasy League. And it was programmed by Chris, a former podcast guest. I think he was on episode 10 or something, so quite a while ago now. but he made it, and it's basically just based off how you draft athletes and how they do at their comps. So, really cool thing, and not to brag or anything, but I'm in first place, by like over 100 fantasy points, so kind of cooking.
I think I'm in second last.
Yeah, it's okay, Alan. It's okay.
For my fourth pick, I think I'm going to have to go with like a simple obstacle. The axe and target.
Alright, I got you.
It was at Nationals in Edmonton,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. I had to use my retry on that one. I got that one though, which was nice. You got that one too. You got that first try.
I did, yeah.
But they had it set up pretty easy for us.
It was definitely easier than like the
Did we just have
obviously.
to drop it, or did we have to?
I think we had to push it in. We had to push it in a bit.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
So
But
still
it
cool.
still wasn't. I feel like you could do some cool moves with that. Like you could probably go, if you have multiple of them set up,
100%, yeah.
like you could make a whole lane with them, which would be cool. Like go hook one in, then go to like swing with the axe hooked in to the next one, grab another axe, and
It's like a
drop down
built-in
again.
like ice pick sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
cool. With my fourth pick, I'm gonna take the Talon from Brett Sims. I really like the versatility of it. I know it's very similar to the ice pick, but like you can put it almost on anything in any position you want, and it can be used for power and precision and like techie moves, like whatever you can think of with it, you could probably do with it, and just like you can do anything. Just magnetize it to a bar. You could do cane laches with it. You could do some stupid thing where you like attach, like where I did this thing where I just attached to a post, I put a normal ice pick on it as it's attached to the post, and then like did some weird lache hooky flip thing, and so that's like really sick to use. What are your thoughts on the Talon, Owen?
It's cool. I like we have it in our gym too,
Yeah, we do.
which
Love
is
the magnet.
it's like an ice pick, but like it falls out easier, but it's also easier to hop.
Yeah,
Too.
endless possibilities.
So like there's like a trade-off between how secure it is on the bar and how easy it is to hop. I really like it. It's fun.
And with my last pick, I am gonna take the bolt cutters.
It's a good pick.
Love the bolt cutters, man. Love them.
It must be love, love. It must be
Just
love.
super duper cool. Like, I don't know what else to say about them. Just, it's like sort of a fear factor, like, because they're like giant metal bolt cutters.
Yeah, if you fall, you have to get out of the way.
Yeah, but like, which is like the fear factor aspect's kind of neat. But then it's just like a cool motion, and it's also quite hard to do it in a certain way.
Yeah,
Like going from side to side with them
like on a bar,
on like lache bars or
Yeah,
something
that's tough.
is like significantly harder than just going from like going straight like on Skyx or like a ring or something.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, like super cool, and it, all in all, like it just looks really cool.
Yeah.
Like for sure, like looks super cool.
For my last pick, I think I'm gonna have to go with the On Guard bar
Valid.
or the Telescope bar on DGS. But yeah, I've only got to try it once at Steel City, but it's a really fun obstacle. It's also like, if you usually do switch grip on like a flying bar or salmon ladder, it doesn't really work on that because it's like two separate bars.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that you can pop it in and out, so you could do like a lot of different stuff with it. You could go like skyhook to skyhook and then go into like a smaller gap,
Yep.
or go from like smaller gap to a bigger gap.
For sure.
Yeah, it's really cool, versatile. I feel like it's one of the funner tech obstacles, I think.
For sure. Also, honorable mention to just the strap in general. Like, so much stuff wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the strap. So,
Yeah.
just shout out the strap. Like, nothing more to it. Shout out the strap.
Average 3-foot strap. Now this week's joke of the month. What is Dax the Bunny's favorite music genre?
I don't know.
Hip hop.
I get it, because I'm hopping like a bunny. I hate hip hop, but it's a funny joke nonetheless. Thanks, guys.
Alright, so now we're going to be moving on, and we're going to talk to Crimpy William Schlageter. Like we mentioned earlier in the intro, enjoy!
I'll tell you.
Will, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing well, man. Woke up, had a nice slow morning, got some chores done.
Sweet.
There's a nice deli up the road, had a nice bacon, egg, and cheese. They always make
Awesome.
it right, so
That's
it's
great.
been good.
Let's go. Alright, so we're just going to get things going with the classic opening question. How did you just first get started in Ninja? Like, what's the story?
Dude, I've known about Ninja since I was probably 9 or 10. I grew up watching Sasuke on G4, and then that turned into American Ninja Warrior American Ninja Challenge, American Ninja Warrior seasons 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, right? And when I really started getting into it was because of seasons 1 and 2, and they had the boot camp episodes. I
Yeah,
don't know, like that's like throwback material now.
For sure.
I think they should bring it back though. That stuff was
that was cool.
coolest,
Yeah.
right? And after season 3, I was like, this is dope. I kind of want to try this, know? So I talked to my dad, and he was like, hey, Will, listen, man, we have a pull-up bar. If you can do like 10 pull-ups in a row, we'll build some obstacles in the backyard. And so
That's cool.
I said, done. And so I just started doing pull-ups as many as I could, a couple of times a day. And within 2 weeks, I think I hit like 14, 15 pull-ups, something like that.
Sweet.
And yeah, I mean, I was at like 6 to start,
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
it built
progression.
quickly because I hadn't done them a ton.
For
But
sure.
then, then we built a little. So we were at my summer home when this happened, my family's summer house, and so we built a salmon ladder. We had like
That's
a
sick.
15-pound bar, and it was like wicked hard.
Jeez. That's
Yeah.
wild.
But that's sort of how I got started. And then we got back to, it was like, then summer ended, we came back home, and me and my dad spent like a weekend building a little 4-foot by 10-foot rig. And, put
Okay.
up like a pegboard, one lache in the middle,
Nice.
and then cliffhanger, and a salmon ladder. And I basically ended up only ever really using the cliffhanger. Like, that
Nice.
became my
Yeah.
favorite obstacle.
That's cool.
And it's just sort of stuck like that. But there's sort of like an interesting part of my story here where, so I was now 14, so 13 we started it.
Alright.
Maybe 4 months into this journey, I was like posting on YouTube. I had an account, Ninja Warrior 2019, because that was the year I could turn 21. That was
Nice.
the age limit back then.
Nice.
And so I was 14 and I saw they were casting for the new season, right? And so I was like, hey, why not? Let me just throw my hat in the ring. And so I sent in a video. I didn't even tell my dad. Didn't even tell him I was doing this. I
That's
sent in a
fine.
video with just me and like a little training montage. And then my dad gets a phone call at work, and they're like, hey, can your son come in Florida? And my dad's like, who are you? What's happening right now? And I get home, and he's like, Will, you can tell me when you do these things. By the way, we're going to go to Florida, man.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's
so we tried
sick.
convincing the producers to let me run, and they were so hard about not letting me run because I'm not 21 years old.
Yeah.
Of course, it's like so frustrating because now they're letting 14 and 15-year-olds on. You
Yeah.
know? So it's like, what's the beef, right?
Yeah.
So they like made a story for me and my dad, and this is on season 4, episode 7, where it was basically like me. I'm like a young ninja teen training hard to compete on the show when I'm older. And sort of like they showcased my training, and then the story was he's training his dad to do it until he can do it.
Right.
So my dad fell on a third quad step. It was not fantastic. 4.2 seconds on the course, so it might be a record there. I don't know.
I mean, pretty quick.
Yeah, he's a speed athlete for sure.
Lightning fast right there.
And so, yeah, that was kind of like the end of that era. I trained ninja for like another year or two. And then it was just like there's no community at the time, really, especially in the younger guys. There are a couple people in my area, like Tim Dexter, runs Dexterity Depot.
Right, yeah.
A couple other guys, but no one that was like really close or like really serious about the training. So I kind of sidetracked myself into rock climbing and parkour.
Nice.
Which still builds towards ninja.
100%, yeah.
And it wasn't until season 11, when I turned 21, that I submitted again. I didn't even know they changed the age limit by then to 19.
Yeah.
But they had. And so they were like, yo, why didn't you apply last year? And I was like, what do you mean? I was just so out of the loop at that point.
That's funny.
But then it was season 12. I got called back again. That was COVID season. I was on Joe Moravsky's team.
Nice.
And then season 13, I competed again. And it sort of like after season 13, I was working as a biochemist. I had like graduated college. I have 3 degrees in different sciences, biology, chemistry, environmental science. So I was working as a biochemist, and it was grueling work, like soul sucking, you know?
Oh, for sure.
And Joe like reaches out and is like, hey man, we kind of need another coach at my gym. I don't know if you like what your plans are. I know you're kind of doing science stuff, but if you wanted to, you could apply. We'll see what we can do. And so I applied, and it was paying more than my biochemistry job. And that's why I've been in Stamford Ninja for the next 3 years.
That's sick. So,
yeah, dude, so that's sort of like the abridged version of my very long story here.
That's cool. I never knew any of that, so that's really cool.
14 years I've known about Ninja and been training for it. So.
Yeah. So how was your experience when you like kind of got on the show? Like, was that like, how'd you feel about that?
Yeah, dude. Well, when I was 14, it was like I was a very awkward kid. So it was very overwhelming for me. But it was still like so inspirational. I got to hang out behind the scenes with all my inspirations at the time. You know, Mike Needham, Mike Bernardo, so many like people I looked up to from the show. It was very cool. Ryan Stratus, I met him for the first time.
Yeah.
And then going on seasons 11, 12, and 13, like now that I was actually honest.
Yeah, you were able to.
Yeah, I was a lot more locked in, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And, you know, the scale of everything is definitely a little bit, not overwhelming, but very, like, in your face. The lights in your eyes.
Oh, yeah. Stuff. For sure.
It's intense. It's intense. And funny thing, my season 11, you'll never find it. It's not debuted. They never showed me competing on season 11 because I failed the second obstacle with Twist and Fly. And that's because I've never done a trapeze lâché before.
Oh, nice.
Which is crazy, dude.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's wild.
I've never done that, you know? And so I felt like I was so strong that year, too. I would have done really well, I think. But it is what it is. Season 12, I sprained my ankle literally 20 minutes before I ran. There was like a crack in the mats in the warm-up area. My ankle slid right through. Ooh. So that kind of like cost me a good run. But Joe saved me, so I still got to go to semifinals.
Yeah.
And I was one spot away from making finals, dude, that year. Even though I ran first.
Yeah.
So.
That's all
It was
good.
fun, though.
That's fun. That's fun. That seems like such a good time, for sure. So now that you're, like, more involved and you're working still at Stamford Ninja Academy and stuff like that, how has it been, like, being able to coach and to, like, design courses and set obstacles and stuff like that?
Yeah, dude. I mean, at first I took the job mostly because it just sounded fun. I always knew that I wanted like training to be part of my life. Before I made the move, I was still rock climbing really consistently. I was waking up at like 6 a.m. to go train with my friends in his garage, you know?
Yeah.
And then we'd go to work and we'd come back and we'd go rock climbing together. So like I always wanted to like just keep getting stronger, you know? That's what I liked. But then getting to Stamford and sort of learning more aspects of the sport, seeing the youth and how crazy they were, that was awesome, you know? Even before, like really taking charge on our team or, like, before, like, really trying to help the kids get better, watching them was super cool. And it wasn't until, I don't know, I guess NSC Season 2 where I was like, yo, this whole course design thing seems kind of nice. You know, I got to watch... Season 1 was whatever, but Season 2, watching parts of that was like, oh my gosh, these are some really cool things. Like
100%.
Making cool courses is a huge part of the sport. So like Brett Sims inspired me, Caleb Auer inspired me with Rock Solid. All those Season 1, Season 2 NSCs were like really cool to watch. And so after that, I was just sort of like, yeah, I'd love to try it. So Joe let me design the season 2 NSC with the help of another worker that has left the gym since then, Jason.
Yeah.
But then during season 3 NSC, we didn't get one, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I got to do my first 2 WNLs, and they were very good, like well received. A lot of people had nice things to say about it. So that's what like encouraged me. And I think this season I've really sort of broke out as like, you know, making good courses. So
yeah, for sure.
Keep going for the people, you know, the people need it.
Yeah. How was like setting your first NSC course, and then like obviously did your second one this past season?
Well, dude, season 2 NSC, that's literally my first ever course design. And I would not recommend that you start your course design journey with an NSC.
It's a good plan. That's a good plan.
Yeah, dude, and I learned a lot doing that. We were very overzealous. We had a couple of bigger plans that didn't come to fruition because I didn't realize how much work it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then in particular, the burnout courses were off. And they were off again this year too. Like I've got more to learn about like figuring that stuff out. But with season 4, this season, I started my planning probably 6 or 7 months before the NSC.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, dude. I started with a meta-analysis of every NSC open course ever. So like I made a Google Doc and I put them all. Can I share my screen? I could show you right now, actually. Here, let me pull this up.
Yeah.
Because this is like a very fun thing, I think. Let me get to my Google Drive. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to share. I think select a tab to share. I think it's this one. That looks right. All right, can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the Youth NSC stuff. Ooh, but if we search NSC analysis, here we go.
Yeah.
So I put every single obstacle from every single comp from seasons 2 and 3. I decided to skip season 1 because it was still so new that I didn't think it was like as relevant.
Yeah.
And I sort of broke it up into easy obstacles, like almost gimmies, medium, hard, and crux obstacles.
Okay, yeah.
And so this is season 2. That's sort of how most gyms laid it out. So you can see it's like almost always ending with cruxes. Not always though, but sometimes you'd have early cruxes. I sort of said to myself, like, which ones of these are actually like the best courses, you know? And same with season 2, which I think between seasons 1, 2, and 3, season 2 has been the best season to watch.
Yeah.
But season 4 is pretty good. But I did this to sort of help me figure it out. And you can see that each obstacle has a type, which basically is a description of the obstacle.
That's cool.
A strain, and how long it took.
Yeah.
And the strain was what I ended up like really taking all the information from. And so if we go out here a little bit, obstacle 5, Ferox was a warped wall, no strain, easy obstacle.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Let's pick another one. What's over here? Let's say rock solid, right? Rock solid obstacle 5 was ice bolt cutters into fidget spinner, and a lot of people took some.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That's like a hard obstacle. It's not a crux obstacle, but it's a hard obstacle, right?
Right.
So it takes like 10 seconds, and it's an accuracy-based obstacle, right? This is what it tests, is your accuracy.
Yeah.
And so if we look, we can see that almost all the crux and hard obstacles were accuracy-based. And I said, that's kind of lame. Like, why is this sport limiting when we could do timing-based obstacles? We can do body position challenges. So, like, let's take Lifeforce this weekend, right? They had 2 awesome timing-based obstacles. They had that guillotine where you had to lâcher faster.
Oh, that was super cool. Yeah.
Right? And then they had the ring chaser with the flying bar.
That's fun.
Also an accuracy thing too, because you have to hit the thing at the right timing, right?
Yeah, a bit of both.
So that's an example of just like what a cool timing-based obstacle could be. And then power, strength, and pump. So I sort of looked at these and I said, I want to make sure that my course isn't all accuracy, or it's not all about power. I want to challenge a bunch of things.
That's cool. So, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so that's why I sort of ended up with like 3 cruxes in the open, being the wall run to the cliffhanger, which was a power and a fear-based obstacle.
Yeah.
Which I was really happy how that came out.
Yeah, that's cool.
The flying bar one was obviously all about accuracy.
100%.
That one was the techie crux, right? And then there was like a little bit of the last one, the smack tech, is about body position as well as just grip strength, like having the endurance to hold on at the end.
Oh, yeah.
So that sort of analysis is what inspired me to it was what inspired my decisions in making the open course. And I actually like pretty much only made the open course. I didn't have a speed or a burnout planned until Swanson came in the building, which is like, maybe I shouldn't be a good course designer after something like that. But, you know, we made it work. It ended up being a pretty good speed course.
Speed course was good.
Men's burnout, maybe a little too hard of a move, pretty deep in the course. Only Tom got through it. But I think they could have gotten through it. Like Jay and Jax, I think it was possible for them. But
for sure.
Shame they didn't. And then obviously the women's burnout I made too easy.
Yeah, there was a lot of clears, I think. Right?
And that's because the season 2, the women's burnout was way too hard. We only had like 2 girls get past obstacle 4. And so I kind of overcompensated, and I've learned from that too.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we'll get another NSC next season.
That'd be cool.
I want to focus more on the speed and the burnout. I have more ideas on what makes a good speed and a good burnout now.
Cool.
So I think I can do a great job.
Yeah, don't put a wall run in that one.
And then what? In the open?
In the open.
But it was so cool.
It was cool, except for the part where I fell on it. But like,
everyone did.
A lot of people did. The falls on it were hilarious, though.
Oh,
everybody peeling to their neck. That was so funny.
Yeah, man. There wasn't even going to be a second mat, and I'm like, well, we should probably.
Might be a better idea. Yeah. So, like, do you have a favorite course that you've designed?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's between this season's NSC open course or hybrid. I guess I'll say hybrid. I think was better, because we had the switcheroo obstacle and that one's.
Oh, that was so fun.
That went viral. Like, let's be real.
I love that. That was so cool.
So it's between that one and my Premier Series course, and part of the reason that Premier Series is even in the conversation about it is because it's a different challenge to make a course that can fit every age than making a course for just the elites. It's a lot easier to make a course for just the elites.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But I'm really happy, like, if you looked at the Premier Series, if you look at all the qualifiers, my course is the only one that, like, had clears for almost every single division. I missed preteen. Preteen had 2 male athletes get to the last obstacle.
Yeah.
And 1 female athlete get to the last obstacle, but they did not clear it. So in that sense, it might have been off a little bit, you know? But every other division, every other division had a clear, and that's like that means it was balanced, you know.
Yeah,
that means
good.
It was a good job.
Like, and it wasn't like a large amount of clears either. It was like
the most
1 or
was
2.
4. That was mature
4?
kids male.
Yeah,
which is perfect, you know. And I think my first crux obstacle was obstacle 6, which with the pulleys, which I think was maybe a little bit too early now that I'm like reflecting on it.
Yeah.
So I have a youth NSC coming up, and I'm planning on not making the first like true crux until obstacle 7. People will always fail early, you know?
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I want people that are coming to youth NSC to have a good chance of getting pretty deep in the hybrid, regardless of like, they shouldn't have to be the best youth athletes of the era to do that. You know?
Yeah, for sure. So speaking of that, how have you been preparing for the youth NSC comp that you got coming up in soon?
Yeah, dude. I mean, my course design and obstacle design process is I go on drives, on long drive, like if I'm traveling somewhere, and I put on a podcast and I zone out the podcast, don't even listen to it, and I just imagine obstacles pretty much. And that's how I do it.
Nice.
So sometimes I'll be in the gym and I'll set something up and be like, this is cool, I'm going to stop training it so I can save it for a comp, you know?
Yeah.
And so I've got a couple ideas like that. And I've got a couple ideas I've dreamed up in the car ride. But that's how I do it. I'm going to make this open course, this hybrid course is going to be, I love fear. I love playing with fear in obstacles. So I am going to have some fear-based obstacles because I think it doesn't test your physical ability, but it tests your mental, your resolve, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome, especially when you get retries. Like putting fear-based obstacles in a flow course is a different story.
Oh, for sure.
You know, you don't want to make someone like be unable to commit, you know? There's a place for it, but it's like you can't go as fearful, I don't think. But it's going to be a nice mix of, I want it to really challenge grip strength and strength in general. I want to challenge tech to I can't do a big degree of tech because of how specific it is, I think, for a youth comp.
Yeah.
But some tech. But yeah, so I'm doing the open, I'm doing the speed, but my boy Tom is doing the burnout. And so I'm outsourced because he's kind of like one of the best burnout athletes that there is in the sport. So I want to see what he thinks about making a burnout.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. So, of course, you are Crimpy William. How did this whole nickname, like, come about, like, with that?
Yeah, dude. It did not come from Ninja, actually. It was back before Ninja. I was a rock climber a lot. And among my friends, I'd always be like, yo, that jug, you see that jug? I'm going to crimp it. And I would just, like, even if it's like a whole bucket, right?
Yeah.
Just only the edge, just full crimping. And so they started calling me Crimpy a little bit back in college. And then I didn't even change my Instagram. At the time, I think I was William Schlageter. And it wasn't until I moved to Connecticut that I changed it. And the reason I changed it is because I play Kendama, right? This ball and cup toy.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of tricks that involve pinches, where you pinch the string. And so my Instagram in Kendama, I have a Kendama Instagram, is Pinchy William. And so I was thinking to myself, like, rock climbing, pinches. Oh, okay. Well, I can have Pinchy William, and I can also have Crimpy William. I can have the two different types of grips as my two usernames.
Yeah.
And that sort of got inspired. And now it's kind of funny. In the Kendama community, they call me Pinchy. This is what they call me. Like that. They don't call me Will. They call me Pinchy.
Nice.
But now people are starting to call me Crimpy in the ninja community. I'm like, oh, man. Wait, as long as no one calls me Slopey, we're good.
Yeah.
Because I don't like slopers.
Slopey William. Nice. That's funny. So yeah, you just bring up your whole kendama thing. Why do you love kendama so much? Like, you're playing around with a kendama every time I see you. You don't go anywhere without one. Like, I don't.
Dude, I've got 3 on my desk around me right now. Like 2, 3. I've got another basket with probably about 30 next to me over here.
Nice.
Just a hair over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's funny, dude. So, we're just going to get deeper into my story here. I'm dropping stuff.
Good.
So, are you familiar with martial arts tricking?
Somewhat, yeah.
So, it's kicks, flips, and twists,
yeah.
Right? It's like parkour, but it's flat ground only. Or it's like free running, but it's flat ground only. And it's martial arts inspired. So, that's where the kicks come into play. And in the community of tricking at the time, I think this is 2014, 2015, when a tricker got injured, kendama was actually like a way they would get out that urge to like flip something, right? Or twist. Instead of twisting themselves or flipping, they would flip the kendama. So that's how I heard about it, and I asked for it for Christmas of 2014. So, we're past the decade mark now of me having a kendama. But I got it, and I was really bad. And it took me like a week to get my first spike. And my sister picked it up and did it like first try. And that enraged me, and I put it down. But then a couple months later, I injured my ankle, and I couldn't do tricking, parkour, or free running anymore. Couldn't even rock climb. So that's when I really started delving into kendama and trying to push it. And then, I was just doing it for me. Like, I didn't have anyone else to do it with. I wasn't playing with other people. I didn't have a community. So I just messing around. I was used to that because of Ninja a little bit, like sort of doing things on my own. And then maybe 2018, I was following like the Kendama Instagram like community. Nice. But I wasn't participating. But like 2018, I started trying to participate, and I just started posting some videos. And then I hit a couple of tricks that were like I hadn't seen done before. And then some professional kendama players sort of found them and saw them and started like encouraging me. So I made a kendama Instagram, continued pursuing that, ended up making a bunch of edits between 2019 and 2021 probably that were really well received in the kendama community.
Nice.
I sort of grew this like little cult following, and then it all sort of culminated in 2021, I think it was. I got 3rd place for Trick of the Year that year for kendama. And that was the first ever Trick of the Year. So I nailed it that year, And then after that, I met my first people that played kendama. So I had like grown this huge, like I guess cult personality around my Instagram and like these tricks I'm posting without having ever met another Kendama player.
Yeah.
And I met other Kendama players. We built friendship. I participated in the community. Now I have a sponsor. I see these guys like at least once a week, if not more. And it's just brought me some really close friendships. I think the challenge of like doing something hard hand-eye coordination is just like also something that's always been innate in me. And it crossed over really well for Ninja.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's just fun, you know. At the end of the day, for me, it's just fun, and I've done it for so long that like hard tricks are easy for me now, and so it's just fun to do.
That's cool. Sweet.
Thanks, man.
So, do you have like a favorite obstacle that you've just like every obstacle that you've ever done, ever seen? Like, do you just have a favorite one?
Oh yeah, cliffhanger, dude.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Nice. Crimpy William.
Easy. I love Cliff. I love VL. I love Bar Tech. Those are probably my top 3.
Nice. Yeah.
Ring Tech is up there. We just had an obstacle. What was it? Oh yeah, we just made these cliffhangers on spinning boards.
Oh,
and
sick.
The boards are attached to L bars, so they can only spin like 180.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And those have been super fun to figure out, like all these challenges that we can do.
I love
that's
that.
Been the newest, most fun thing for me.
That's cool, for sure. So, after like everything that you've like been through Ninja, through like applying for the show, not getting in, stuff like that, and then like you've mentioned many times like your ankle injuries and stuff like that, I'm sure just one thing everybody that's like listening to this really wants to know is like, what is your favorite color?
Let's see if I can find it. I'm sure I have it sitting around here. Of course, it's on a Kendama. It's probably like this light purple, like a lavender type of purple.
Nice, yeah.
It's absolutely got to be a purple of some kind. I like purple. I like pastel colors. So
for sure, purple's a great color.
Am I wearing purple? No, I'm not.
No, you're not. Yeah, that's cool. Sweet.
Thanks, Dax. Yeah, big purple guy. What do you think? What's your favorite color there?
My favorite color is like a darker purple, actually. So yeah.
Wait, hold up.
I do like purple a lot.
Like one of these?
A little bit lighter than that, but like, yeah.
Okay, so more like one of these then.
He's got every color Kendama. Yeah, that kind of color. That's a great color. He's just got every color possible Kendama.
Pretty much, dude. It's actually crazy. So like I said, I have 30 up here in like this. Let's see if I can turn it here. I'll just bring it down, I guess. I've got like another 30 right here.
Oh, nice. Look at all those Kendamas.
And I have a full like storage bin with even more in my closet.
Lovely. That's
no one needs
good.
as many Kendamas.
Yeah, but you still have them all.
But we got them, exactly.
Yeah, well, there you have it, guys. William's favorite color. Bank.
That's the hard-hitting question, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's what people came here to know.
I'm glad we built up to it. It would have been crazy if we started with that.
Yeah, if we started with that, like, it's all downhill from there.
Definitely, dude.
All right, so just last couple things. Just what's next for Crimpy Will?
Yeah, I've got big time. I'm going to big time. I'm competing at big time.
Sweet.
Maybe it'll be like, maybe my ankle will be good enough that I won't fail lower body.
Sweet.
Especially obstacles that I shouldn't be failing. I'm going to shake down Ethan Swanson for his finished platform rules.
Nice.
Which is fun.
Nice.
Then I've got Youth NSC I'm designing coming up. And then I'm going to be coaching a bunch at Worlds. So
Awesome.
a lot of coaching coming up. I'm just going to keep training and having fun. Oh, I'm on TNA. I'm going to be doing the Team Ninja Association with my teammates Grace Carr and Tom Alberti. So we're going to be at the Jungle Gym comp and the Ultimate Ninjas Chesterfield or Libertyville or something like that comp.
Let's
So
go.
we're going to be going out and we're going to hopefully be crushing it. I think I'm going to be the tech course guy.
Let's go.
So,
Good luck, dude.
yeah, going to be scheming up some technical challenges for sure.
Awesome. And just last thing, do you plugs, like where can we find you, stuff like that?
Yeah, man. My Instagram at Crimpy William, pretty easy one. You know, if you are interested in Kendama content at Pinchy William, I never post, but you can go look through my old things.
Yeah.
I'll shout out Kendama sponsor, the Kendama Depot. Use code Will at checkout for like 10% off your order.
Nice.
If you want it, and it'll help me out a little bit. Just kidding, they never pay me. And then Stamford Ninja. You know, if you want really good courses or good coaching, I mean, I think we do good. So
Sweet.
show up.
Let's go. All right. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been fun, dude. Thanks for like making me reminisce about my journey.
Of course. Anytime. All right. Sweet.
All right,
see you
man.
at big time, dude.
Yep. Sounds good, brother. I'll catch you there.
Catch ya.
Peace.